I hear you like fresh baked cookies, Steve.
Absolutely. And I hear you like fresh brewed coffee.
I sure do. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could have our coffee and cookies and eat it too?
You know what? I just might have the thing. Let's go.
Hi, it's Meg.
And it's Steve. Welcome to Hardtail Life.
Today we're going to test out some old man mountain racks, the divide on the back and elkhorn on the front.
And on the front, we've got the Ponderosa panniers, and on the divide rack on the rear, we've got the Juniper trunk bag.
And boy, are those some nice looking racks.
Woo!
All right, Steve. Well, you've had some experience riding some pretty gnarly stuff with those racks. How does it feel so far?
You know what? I've done a lot of riding with just the racks, and I gotta say, those racks are solid. I've done rock rolls that are like at the edge of my ability. I've done like crashing through rock gardens and not a sound, not a squeak. I think my bottom bracket complained more than the racks. So the racks, solid, no problems. The bags, however, now I don't know if I'm loading them right or not. I don't know if I'm even the right person to be reviewing bikepacking bags, because I've done about this much bikepacking before. But I found them to be quite floppy. Like, they were solid on the top,
yeah,
and they were quite floppy on the bottom. And I found that the trunk bag, you know, even though it didn't hinder the seat post going up and down, I felt like in some positions when I got back on the bike, it just felt like a gentle little poke in the bum.
That sounds interesting.
It was very interesting.
Not for everybody.
All right, but I mean, I must have looked pretty rad out there, right?
You kind of look like a parade. Like it was like a float going down the trail with like all sorts of things swapping around, and it was really big. Yeah.
So you're saying next time,
yeah,
I should just
cool,
lean in,
rad,
and
yeah,
like add balloons,
yes,
and,
balloons,
and a
yeah,
marching band.
totally, and rainbows everywhere.
Okay, okay. You know what? To be fair, Kirkford is a very twisty, windy trail, just full of switchbacks, and I really did feel the flailing and the weight, the inertia at the end of the bike, where I was just trying to get around, and my bike just wasn't turning like it used to, you know?
Sure, blame the bags.
But I think most people who are bikepacking aren't crushing Kirkford or anything.
The great thing is that if you want to distract people from poor technique, you can use these bags.
There you go. Pro tip. Oh, I'm off trail. I'm offline.
So Steve, now that you've had a chance to test it out and, you know, put it through the ringer, do you think you keep it on?
You know, as cool as it is and as much as a conversation starter that it is, you know, I feel like I will probably stick with the backpack, because, you know, I'm always going to be carrying cameras and sensitive gear, lenses, that kind of thing. And so I will always carry a backpack, even if I have racks and panniers and stuff. And I think that it's just for the style of riding that I do, right? I love technical, janky, crashing through North Shore or like rock rolls on the Sunshine Coast. I think it just makes sense for me to keep the weight centralized on my body that I can move with my bike, instead of having it at the very ends and having it flop around. So it's great, but not for me. That's
a really good point.
Yeah, and it's not like the weight isn't moving in my backpack, but with a backpack, I feel like it's closer to my body. I can cinch it down. It moves with me, and then I can move my body in relation to the bike. Whereas with the bike, you know, having a heavier bike means I'm wrangling it more, right? So I think I appreciated the experience with the racks and the panniers and started a lot of silly conversations, but I think I'm gonna go back to the backpack.
Well, let's just end with, it is a nice rack. made cookies and coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Anyways, if you're relatively new to riding, but you love it and you want to do it all the time, then you've come to the right place.
We're eager to ride all the trails and learn all the things, so please follow along and join us on our adventures.
Thanks for watching and
See you in the trails. But would you put your beer in there?
It depends how you want your beer delivered at the end of the ride.
We should do, that's the next test. Who gets to open it though? Shoddy, not me.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, yes.